Hey there guys, what is going on? We are of course back with another best class setup in Cold War video today. We are featuring one of the best secondary options in the game right now in the shotgun category with the Hauer 77. Now it's kind of tricky to say which of the two shotguns that are available in this game are better at the moment. I'll probably have to do a versus video comparing the two of them together. But as of this most recent patch, I really do enjoy the Hauer 77. I think it's great. Now, it's obviously less powerful than some of the other shotguns that we're used to from Modern Warfare, but this thing still goes in pretty hard. Anyway, just before we do get into it here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos. We're going to be looking at the dual wield or akimbo Diamatis very, very soon, so make sure you don't miss out on any of that. Now, of course, as usual, the timestamps will be in the description and on the video's loading bar, so if you are looking for a particular part of this video, like your attachments, the field upgrade, and so on, you will know where to find it. Right, so let's just jump straight into it here. So at the moment in this particular class that we're rocking right now, we actually have the Pellington 703 as our primary, as this sort of gives us a very similar sort of long range, short range style. But for the most part, we're going to be running around with our shotgun most of the time. But if you do need to pick somebody off, the Pellington is a good place to start. So we're not going to be going over the attachments for this one because it's not really relevant to our class setup. We're going to be talking about our secondary attachments on the Hauer 77 in just a second as well. We'll start off with the tactical. Now, normally we would go with the stim shot to get that extra chance per life, but actually it's probably more important to have a smoke grenade depending on the actual map that you're playing on, because those longer lines of sight can cause you problems sometimes because the range on this particular shotgun is not great. You can still get those one-shot kills, but the smoke grenade does help block off those longer lines of sight, so this choice is up to you here. In the lethal slot, we're going with the Semtex, but each of the 5 available options right now are fantastic at doing what they do. I think the Molotov might be a little bit weak, but the Frag, the C4, the Semtex, the Molotov, and the Tomahawk are all good options at doing what they do. In the field upgrade slot, we're of course going with the field microphone, as this is a very powerful piece of equipment, but in particular on Nuketown, the jammer can be very, very powerful at sort of blocking off any information of one of the houses that you can go into. In the wildcard slot, we're of course going with perk greed here, basically getting that extra perk from each category. We're not going with gunfighter because we're not actually using our primary weapon to its fullest. Lawbreaker's kind of lame, and of course danger close does give us extra ammo to start with, but we don't really need that here. In the perk slot, we are going with that flak jacket as that mandatory option at the moment, mostly because it's a little bit overpowered. It's one of those things where, like, you have to run this at the moment. Then you can run, like, tac mask as well, because stuns and flashes in this game are super powerful, but I usually run with forward intel because seeing where enemies are respawning, particularly on fast flipping maps like Nuketown, are super important to know where people are spawning. The perk 2 slot, we are running with Gearhead because that does reduce our field upgrade cooldown, and it does allow us to store 2 field upgrade charges, which is of course very, very nice here. We can cover a large area with our field microphone. As well, in the perk 2 slot, we're also going with Scavenger here, getting that extra ammo when we run across people, which at close range we'll be doing all the time with a shotgun, so we'll get lots of ammo for this particular class. The perk 3 slot, we're going with our usual setup of Ghost and Ninja, meaning we can move around the map very, very quickly and quietly, getting into those close quarter situations a lot more often with this particular shotgun class. So our attachments on, of course, the last stop Hauer 77 are very, very interesting here, and we'll talk about one of the more interesting choices that you can make in just a second. But we're actually starting off with a fairly interesting choice here. The infantry V choke. Now, it does say it does increase our ADS spread by 85%. Now, what does that actually mean? When you do aim down sight with this particular shotgun, the pellets almost become a slug. Not actually becoming a slug, but almost becomes a slug. It does tighten it up massively, so it does actually end up increasing our range slightly. It means we can get those sort of one-shot kills at those larger distances because all those pellets are very, very tight to each other. Damage is calculated with the shotgun. You get a flat number if you do hit anyone at all, and then each of the pellets you do hit after that, I think, deal about 12 damage. Don't quote me on that, but they do a separate amount of damage as well. So the more pellets you hit, the more damage you're going to do here, and this does help us with that. But of course, you do have to aim down sight for this to take effect. In the barrel slot, you have 2 main choices here. Now, you can go with the 24.1-inch Ranger barrel for that 30% increase to our effective damage range, or you can take the 25.2-inch Task Force barrel for a 45% increase to our damage and a 13% decrease to our damage range. Now, which one of these is the better option? Now, you can, of course, go with whatever you do prefer here in this slot, but I like the damage from this particular barrel, the Task Force option. This essentially doesn't really reduce our effective damage range. I mean, that number's kind of weird as it is. It's like 5 or 6 meters or so, but don't really pay attention to that. The fact that you just do more damage means that you're going to be likely to get more one-shot kills as it is. 1 or 2 shot kills is all we're looking for with this particular shotgun, and the Task Force barrel does really let us achieve that there. But as I said, the Ranger option is also fantastic as well for increasing our damage range here. The body slot, we're of course going with the SWAT 5mm laser for that 35% increase to our hipfire accuracy, and essentially no downside. If we do want to aim down sight with this particular option, we will already be aiming down sight, so that's not too big of a deal. And for the most part, we just want to sprint around everywhere and hit fire people very, very nicely, which this shotgun is very capable of doing. Then, of course, we want the Stanag 8-round tube. Most ammo to fire is, of course, a very, very nice option here. This does reduce our reload quickness but a little bit, but it's not too significant here. So 8 rounds is always more beneficial than 5 rounds, so that's a very, very good option there. And lastly, in the last slot, we do have the shotgun stock for a 10% increase to our sprint to fire speed. You can, of course, take the no stock for a 40% increase, but this does reduce our hip fire accuracy by just a little bit, so that's kind of an interesting trade-off that you can decide whatever you do prefer here. You can switch between these two in this particular slot. Jump into some gameplay here and show off what this particular shotgun can do, because it is an absolute banger in this game. Alrighty, so what we want to do here is, of course, play in these close quarters areas, which on Shoot House, Nuketown do happen quite often. Essentially, all we want to do is chuck a smoke grenade in a location, so we can move across the courtyard, which is just, that's how it goes, really. I mean, we sort of missed that one-shot kill there, but I don't think we were actually accurate enough to get a one-shot kill. I don't think we landed enough pellets, but I mean, the time to kills in this game are kind of weird, so for the most part, you can still get... Come on. That is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, this isn't going to be as powerful as some of the other shotguns that we've seen previously. Like, shotguns from other games are going to be categorized as more powerful simply because they're not a secondary. Like, it does make it very, very difficult to compare shotguns because, I mean, secondaries are always supposed to be weaker than other options. But I mean, this thing's pretty goofy. You see that there? We dealt at least 75 damage to him there. That's pretty... Nah, I'm not interested in that fight. See, we just killing people. We just out here killing people. Oh, no. We shouldn't have been stuck there just reloading like a dummy. That's okay. It is what it is. We'll chuck the smoke grenade out there and we'll move up, of course. That is unfortunate timing as usual. I mean, if you are looking to level up these shotguns very, very quickly, just jump into hardcore. It's basically a one-shot kill, like literally across the map, which is absolutely hilarious. So if you are looking, as I said, to level up the shotguns very quickly, make sure you jump into hardcore straight away because it is very, very easy. Alright, we're going across. We're going across. All we have to do... Look at that damage range there, boys. Look at that damage range. Sometimes you get a one-shot. Ooh. Sometimes you get a one-shot and sometimes you get a two-shot. And it really all depends on how accurate with you are with those extra pellet damage. Like, you just want to hit as many pellets as you can. Oh boy. We'll armor up here. We'll armor up here. This acts as a little bit of a... No. No. Oh, what a meme. I should know. Oh, where did he... He's just... Yep, he saw us the whole time. He was just able to shoot us for about 5 minutes. Well balanced and well adjusted gun option in this game, that is. The AUG is well balanced. Where did he go? Oh, I got baited. I got baited. And of course, you can get away with using this as your primary weapon, but it's not ideal. Like, they're not super great, but I do prefer this over the other shotgun option, mostly because you can get those one-shot kills, whereas, for the most part, you're going to be getting... Oh, that's bad timing. That's bad timing. You're not really very likely to get a one-shot kill with this spaz. I'm not even sure if it actually is possible, so... Let me move. Let me move. That smoke grenade there. We will move up. I'm going to go that way, really. No, come on. We've come into not the best game against actual opponents who know what they're doing. I mean, that doesn't make for a very good YouTube video, but it is. Come on. What is happening? How am I alive? What? No, come on, man. I was behind the truck. Alright, we're about to go on a run here. Nice. Hello, friend. We'll pull out the war machine. Let's go ham. Where are they? Where are they? Come on. No. They're spawning on the other side. Excellent timing. Couple in there. Couple up there. You serious? He didn't die? Oh my god, we wasted our war machine. Check that in there. I mean, they're gonna have... Just get close. Get close to people. Blast them away. The Spaz 12 is, of course, easier to use, so some people do prefer that because of just how easy it is to just spam people down, but I don't know. I'm still torn. It's one of those options where it is most... Oh boy. Yeah, nice. Alright, we'll have our final thoughts on this in just a second. So, it's one of those options with the Hauer 77 that is always going to be fantastic as your secondary on pretty much any class setup. If you do want to main this weapon, you can make it work. You can still get those one-shot kills, but you do have to play a little bit more specifically, like you do have to avoid those longer lines of sight. And the smoke grenade that we've chosen here actually does help out with that a lot. But normally I would run around with a stim shot and then like a different primary and just use this if we do run into close quarter situations, because this shotgun absolutely bangs at those sort of like fairly close distances, and that's what it's all about, really. Getting those one-shot kills. 1 to 2 shot kills is always nice with this particular option. I do really enjoy the Task Force barrel over the Ranger, but they're both fantastic options here. And as far as this gun goes versus the Gallo SA12, it's sort of up in the air at the moment. I do have to unlock some more attachments with this bad boy, but we'll have to end up comparing them side by side to see which one is actually better in a little bit of a versus series. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this one. I do appreciate it, of course. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you have not already done so. I do very much appreciate it, and it does very much help me out. And I will, of course, see you in the next video. Bye!